Hey guys, Pichu here, and I'm going to show you the roster for the 2003 Pichu London Cup Series season. And I'll try to be quicker than before, so that doesn't become too long like last time. Anyway, the zero car will now be driven by Rob Moroso. I've decided to move Moroso into the zero car. He sold his stake in his team to Ricky Rudd, so Ricky Rudd now runs the team solely, and Rob Moroso has decided to join the zero team for Hans CNC Racing full time. Jack Sprigg, I know, was the real driver, and some other drivers too, but they all went to the Busch Series and Truck Series, so Rob Moroso will be in the zero full time for the 2003 season. Steve Park stays in the 1 car for DEI. Rusty Wall stays in the 2. Dale Earnhardt, since he never had that fatal crash in Daytona in the PLCS, he's going to run another season in the 3 car for RCR. Number 4 is Mike Skinner. Number 5, Terry Labonte. Number 6, Mark Martin. Alan Kulwicki, he never had that plane crash, by the way, that killed him in 1992. So he's still alive in this universe, and he will continue another season for his own team in the 7 car. The 8 car is Dale Earnhardt Jr. You all know by now he's in the 8 for this season. And if you hadn't noticed already, the 2 and the 8 cars have their beer sponsors on them, because in the default game, the original Cup mod didn't have those sponsors because it was an E-rated game. But I was able to find the 2 and 8 cars with their beer sponsors for 2003 and their 2003 models and ratings and whatnot. So I'm able to give you guys the 2 and 8 with their beer sponsors in 2003. So that's why you see the beer sponsors in their cars. Number 9, Bill Elliott returns for another season for Everham. 01 car, I've decided to put Sterling Marlin in the 01 car for MB2 Motorsports. If you didn't know already, Marlin moved over to MB2 Motorsports after spending the last few seasons with Chip Ganassi in the mid-2000s. I think it was 2008 he moved to MB2 Motorsports. But he's decided to move a little earlier in this universe because I have another driver in mind for the 40 car. So Sterling Marlin moves in the 01 for MB2, runs the U.S. Army car. Ryan Newman will still ride the 02 car because the 12 is still being used for Tim Richmond. And there he is right there in the 12 car. And he will use Mobil 1 as its sponsor. And this is the 2003 model of the 12 car with Mobil 1. And Autel will continue to sponsor the 02 for Ryan Newman. Johnny Benson will stay in the 10 car for MB2 Motorsports, says MBB. Yeah, MB2 whatever. Michael Waltrip stays in the 15 car for DEI. Greg Biffle, the rookie, joins the Roush team in the 16 car. Matt Kenseth stays in the 17 for Roush Racing. 18, Bobby Labonte has decided to move back into the 18 for Joe Gibbs. The 51 James Finch team went out of business after 2002. Let's just say it was due to lack of sponsors. Best Western decided not to renew next season, and they couldn't find another sponsor. They shut down the team. So Bobby Labonte ended up joining the 18 team instead with Joe Gibbs Racing, and he is in the 18 like he should be. After in the previous years he ran the 51. The 19 car, Casey Elliott stays in the 19 car, and you'll get to see where Jeremy Mayfield is in a little bit. Tony Stewart goes into the 20 car. Joe Gibbs, the defending champion. Elliott Sadler is going to stay in the 21. In this year, 2003, Ricky Rudd was in the 21, but Rudd still runs his own team in this universe, so Elliott Sadler stays another year for Wood Brothers in the 21. Ward Byrne goes in the 22 car for Bill Davis Racing. He'll stay in the 22. Jeff Gordon stays in the 24. You know him. 25, Ricky Craven stays in the number 25. He never goes to PPI in the 32. Jerry Nadeau stays in the 32. Ricky Craven goes in the 25. He stays with the 25 team. Davey Allison's back for another season. In this universe, Davey Allison never had that helicopter crash that killed him in 1992, or 93 it was, but he never had that helicopter crash, so Davey Allison's still alive, and he's going to run another season with Robert Yates Racing in that 28. They expanded to a 3-car team in this universe with the 28, 38, and 88. Kevin Harvick stays in the 30 car for RCR. In reality, since Dale Earnhardt is still alive in this universe, Goodwrench stays with a 3 car. They don't have to move over to the 29, so there is no 29. Kevin Harvick will run the 30 car. He'll stay in the 30 car for another season with the RCR team. Robbie Gordon stays in the 31 for RCR. And there's Jerry Nadeau in the 32 car for PPI Racing. Nickelodeon returns for at least one more year in 2003 in the 32 PPI team. No word if they will come back next season. As Nady will stay in the 32 car because Craven goes in the 25, so it's pretty much a driver swap from what really happened in 2003. So we're keeping that. Ernie Irvan, I should say. Ernie Irvan will be in the 38 car. He never had those career-ending crashes, so he stays as a driver. Ernie Irvan will stay in the 38 for Robert Yates, not Elliott. Sadler again goes over to the 21, stays with the Wood brothers. And the 40 cars I mentioned earlier, Kenny Irwin Jr. will drive the 40 car for Chip Ganassi Racing because he never had that fatal crash in 2000. So Kenny Irwin Jr. is still alive, and he will ride the 40 in place of Sterling Marlin. He ran the 42 early on, and then ran the 41. Now he's running the 40, so it kind of fits in place. Casey Mears will drive the 41 car for Chip Ganassi because I got to have him in there somewhere. Mears will stay in the 41, and Jamie Mcmurray goes in the 42 as his rookie season. Another rookie making his way onto the series, the 42, Jamie McMurray. Let's just say that Texaco Havoline sponsored both 28 and 42. Let's just say that happened. So, yeah, we have two of them, even though it really doesn't make any sense, but we'll try it anyway. John Andretti will stay in the 43 for Richard Petty's team, and Adam Petty stays alive. He never had that fatal crash in 2000 either, so Adam Petty's still alive. He's still running the 45 for Petty Enterprises. Kyle Petty again steps down as a driver to become a mentor towards Adam Petty. Maybe the 44 will drive in part-time role. Jimmy Johnson drives the 48. That still happens. Shauna Robinson drives the 49. I decided to put Shauna Robinson there because I wanted to have a female driver in this series simply, even though she only ran 2002. I thought she would run in 2003 as well. Ken Schrader goes over to the trucks and Busch series, I would say. Jeremy Mayfield, I mentioned earlier he's now in the 19 because Casey Elliott's in the 19. So Mayfield will take the 82 car for Rudd Racing. As, again, Moroso sold his stake to Ricky Rudd, and so Ricky Rudd now fully owns the team. And Jeremy Mayfield signs on to drive the 82 Mountain Dew Ford. And there is Ricky Rudd in his own team in the 83. Tide returns for another season in the 83 car. Joe Nemechek and John Nemechek, they will split rides in the 87. They will split their time between the 87 for their team. Joe will run some races and John will run the others. I've decided to have them split so I can keep Joe in some form or another. Dale Jarrett will move over to Robert Yates in the 88. The 18 car, he is no longer their driver, so he moves over to Robert Yates as planned, and he'll be driving the 88 from now on for the Robert Yates team. Kurt Busch rides the 97 for Roush Racing, and finally Jeff Burton rides number 99 for Roush Racing in the Citgo Ford. Before we wrap this up, I wanted to show you guys some of the road course ringers I'll be running this season. We will have road course ringers also this season. As Boris said, will drive the 67 on road courses. Ron Fellows will drive the 80 for DEI, and Scott Pruitt will ride the 91 for Everham. All three of those drivers will run on road courses. And there will be two drivers that will run only on super speedways. Bill Lester returns to the 29 for Everham, so that's where the 29 is going to go. I wanted to include the 29 in some form, and so I've decided to bring the Everham 29 over for another year with Bill Lester driving the super speedway races. And Kerry Earnhardt will drive the 81 car for DEI, so that we have three Earnhardts in super speedway races. Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Kerry Earnhardt. They will all be running the super. Kerry will only be running the super speedway races this season, and John and Joe will split between the super speedway races. Joe will run half the super speedway races, and John will run the other half. Same for road courses as well. Joe runs half, John will run the other half. And who's ever not competing, of course, in the Cup Series will probably compete in the Busch Series instead. Or the trucks, or even the truck series. So let's just say that happened. Anyway, hope you, anyway, those are all the drivers in the 2003 season. This is Pichu London, and I'll see you guys later.